Good evening, dear friends. I greet you on the screens of your YouTube receivers. Remember this moment because the start of your video will be blurry and I will be more clear at the end. I'm already clear, but you'll see me even clearer. With these exercises, I restored my own vision. I had a situation where I read a lot of books in school, apparently not the right ones, so my vision deteriorated. And when they checked it, it turned out that I could see the first two lines clearly, the third was already blurry. Then I couldn't see anything at all, and I realized I had to do something about it. So I started training, but the exercises that were so standard didn't give any particular result. On the contrary, after them some kind of tension appeared in the eyes. So I started to choose other exercises for myself, to change them. That is, this complex of exercises, it allows to restore all this. More detailed step-by-step exercises. They are prepared for you by the link in the description, and now we will sort out some of them with you. They are quite effective. You can also do them. But for those who have problems with vision, for you, of course, you need to do all this step by step. There you will succeed. I've prepared. So, friends, let's get started. So, friends, this photo does not represent another series of the cartoon Adventures of the Eye, but, as you guessed, the main causes of vision impairment. Some of them are well known, others are not. But by eliminating them, you get the maximum result, namely, vision improves. And let's delve into this topic with you now and find out what and how. Friends, here, this is more or less familiar to everyone. There are eye muscles that allow us to turn our eyes in different directions. Let's give our colleague vision. And here, let's put this eye back in place for him. And this eye allows him to see the surrounding world, and at the same time, without turning his head, the eye can move up and down, right and left, at different angles. Because there are six eye muscles schematically depicted here, there are also two such ones. They go at an angle a bit. Now, we just need a diagram, so it's hard to draw them. We won't draw them. Imagine that they also exist. These muscles also allow us to focus our vision while both eyes are working at the same time. Mainly, we have two eyes, and they give us the ability to focus our vision, slightly make the eyes go right, left, converge, diverge, and so on. The second group of muscles changes the curvature of the lens. The function of these muscles is to adjust the image depending on whether the object is further or closer to us. And here begins the most interesting part. But thanks to this, our vision improves regardless of what our vision was, and the reason for the decrease in vision. This is the field of vision. It can also narrow. And sometimes it happens that the clear image is located. That is, what you see clearly, this field can narrow. That is, you see a certain point, and everything that is slightly wider is already not perceived by the eye. The narrowing of the field of vision is the volumetric perception of objects. The thing is that in our modern world, because we spend a lot of time with you reading books, for example, looking at the phone, at the TV screen, or computer, our eye gradually loses the ability to perceive a volumetric image, because what we see on the screen is one flatness, and the next is also interesting. The most interesting thing is the optic nerve and the central artery, veins. The mesh here anatomically, it is located so that it passes through the tendons of all the eye muscles that connect together and form a common tendon, such a ring, and it is through it that the optic nerve and arteries that go and veins that go to the mesh pass, and due to changes in the functions of the eye muscles during their shortening, during spasm, or vice versa during relaxation, that is, during the imbalance of these muscles, this ring can narrow, and in this way, first of all, with not a strong narrowing of it, there will be a violation of the venous outflow from the eye itself.
And further, the blood flow can also be disrupted. The function of the optic nerve itself can be impaired.
There are many exercises that should give an effect, but they do not give this effect. That is, there are exercises for the development of eye muscles to restore their tone, but they are not done quite correctly. Today we'll learn the correct way to do them. There are also exercises, for example. You look close, far, and they also do not give results, because you also do them slightly incorrectly. You need to change them. There are practically no exercises to develop this function. Today, I will also show them to you. So, friends, besides the clarity of the image, besides the fact that we lose the ability to distinguish small objects, that is, for example, a person's nearsightedness or farsightedness develops, or vice versa, well, either close up or far away. This depends on whether it's nearsightedness or farsightedness, that is, the clarity is lost. Also gradually lost is the ability to distinguish colors, to distinguish different shades of colors, and most importantly, where it all starts, is the loss of the ability to see in volume. That is, for example, when we look at some object, it's voluminous, but it starts to appear flat to you, because this peripheral vision is also gradually lost with age. So, look, there are exercises, all well known. Whoever trained eyes, there's some point on the glass, we look at it and look away. But practically, this exercise gives no effect. So, look at this test, approach your window, and look through the window at the surrounding landscape. What do you see there? A tree, a house, a car? It passed by. We look through the window. Now, we open the window with you. We open the window. We look through the open window already. And here you will find that the image has become slightly different. What is this difference? Well, write in the comments. What is the difference between the image through the window and the image directly without a window? How do you think? How do you think? Did you notice this difference or not? Well, pause for a while. Right now. Write your answer now. I will say so, friends. Wrote, well done, all your answers read, but they are not quite accurate. Friends, look what the difference is. When we look through the glass, we perceive it as some kind of flat picture. When we opened the window with you and saw the surrounding world directly, here the eye begins to work differently, and it perceives each object. For example, a tree, a car, already in flatness. That is, peripheral vision begins to work. And if, for example, the object is such for us, for example, this is a Moskvich car. Here, here, here. Our eye is located with you, and if we look through the window with you, so the green light is beneficial, more beneficial for the eyes. So I draw with green light. Do not complain that it is poorly visible. I do this for your convenience and for your health. When we look at this car through the glass, we perceive it as a flat object, and the eye does not work in such a way that it perceives different parts of it at different distances. That is, it is something flat for us, like an image in a picture. If you can still open the window and look at this car, then you will see something completely different. You will see a volumetric image, and if it moves, it will also be a completely different load on the eye. That is, if it moves towards you. Here you stand, for example. Here, stood on the road, and it is approaching you. The driver is here. If you look through glasses, if you look through glass at him, then you see a flat image. If you look without a medium between the eye and the object, you will see a volumetric image. That is, the eye will work completely differently. And the thing is that in our modern life, there are fewer and fewer of these. Our eye gets used to working in one flatness all the time. All objects gradually begin to be perceived as flat, and this also affects color perception. Because the eye poorly perceives a volumetric image, it gradually begins to perceive colors as one color. That is, it does not distinguish shades of colors. So, friends, there is a well-known exercise that we have already talked about. This is when we look at some object up close and some object far away. We translate On the glass, you draw some point on the glass and then transfer the look forward. This exercise will be more effective if you do it without glass. How to do it without glass? One option. If your nearsightedness suits you, if your farsightedness also suits you, you just need to do it a little differently. We take, for example, some object on which, let's say, some text is written, and we look at it at a distance at which we see it, and we start to move it away from ourselves and try to look at it in the same way. The text should be such that at arm's length we can barely see it. This text is small enough to be this initial variant, but this is for those whose vision is not very good, and so we start to pump this muscle with you, the very muscle that changes the curvature of the lens. Why is it still ineffective? These exercises where you sharply translate the look from the object close to the object far away, because the tone of this muscle changes sharply when we, for example, pump the biceps with you regularly. Then here we also have no business. We have such that at the lower point we have dumbbells there, and immediately at the top. That is, gradually we do this movement. We do the movement of bending the arm and gradually unbending. Here the same thing. That is, you pump this muscle, you make a movement here, you make a movement back, and so you start to work. Not only the muscles inside the eye, but also those muscles that move the eye itself. Those who have farsightedness, that is, they see objects far away more or less well. They see poorly up close. They also have a problem with the eye muscles themselves. That is, they adjust poorly at the moment when they need to look at something up close. Here, our eyes should slightly converge towards the center. The pupils should point towards the nose. They should move slightly for us. In this way, you also train. Then you start to increase this distance. Take the text with you. It is desirable that it is written in different colors. And here, you will notice that different colors will be perceived differently. One color is clear, another color will already be not so clear. And we start to look at it and move away. Further, 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 further. We stand until the image becomes blurry. And we start to return. Forward. We return again. We return to the place where it is clearer. And then we step back too. You need to use different colors to determine which color you see better, which one you see worse. And then you will use this in your training too. In this way, you train this muscle at a distance. So, friends, this is the first exercise. The second exercise for the eye muscle. For this, you choose any point. It can also be any text or any object. For example, with different colors, you also train. For example, you choose a blue color. Any letter to start with you choose. And you stand at such a distance where you see this letter not very clearly, but you still distinguish its contours. You can use a word, that is, some specific word, for example, or a letter. Stand against it, look at it, and start moving your head without taking your eyes off this word or letter. Write your favorite letter or your favorite word, which you like the most when you read it. Your mood improves, and you start moving your head right, left, up, down, and make such movements. 10-15 times after some time, the image becomes clearer. Then you increase the distance, move a little further away. You do the same thing. You make several movements right, left, up, down, and gradually start to increase this distance. Notice that when using different colors at different distances, you will see the image differently. In this way, you restore the work of the eye muscles and reduce the tension of this dry ring, which will put pressure on your optic nerve. When you train with different colors, your optic nerve is also trained in the process. Because on the grid there are sticks and rings, the function of which is light and color perception. So, friends, the next exercise is for volumetric vision. This is a very important factor because our angle of vision gradually decreases. And this point that we clearly see, it begins to become smaller and smaller for us. Peripheral vision is lost, and there are special exercises for training peripheral vision. Here is one of them.
You take a letter or a word again, and next to this letter also write letters above, below, to the right, and to the left.
So, which letter? Let's go with this one. It's even better if these letters have various colors. And what do? You look at the central letter, and your task at this moment, without shifting your gaze, is to see this side one, for example, the right one. Then you do the same thing with the top one, the same thing with the bottom one, the same thing with the left one. The second exercise, you look at this letter, and your task is to see everything that is here. Look at this letter. You need to see with peripheral vision this. This gives you the opportunity to restore peripheral vision. Restore the clarity of peripheral vision. And so your central vision will be more clear. So, friends, these exercises allow you to restore the clarity of the image, the volume of the image, and improve your vision well enough. Also, a special set of vision exercises has been prepared for you step by step. What to do, more detailed all exercises by the link in the description. They're already with you. Those who have vision problems. There is a complex. What to do on which day, how, where to start, how to finish. The entire training program, calculated for a month. In a month, you should see better than a single one. Understood? Let's go. If anyone has vision problems, we go there. We do all these exercises with you. We train. Do them for a month, then write from which glasses you got rid of, what thickness you had there. Magnifiers on glasses, on glasses, on glasses. Well, let's go. We engage in sports, we help parents. Until the next broadcasts, we'll meet those with poor vision there.